Do you let out your properties regularly? Are you in the business of renting out the commercial properties to companies and individuals? Are you aware of the GST compliance on rent? Then this video is for you. Hello friends, welcome to the accounting school. Today we are going to see the compliance of GST on rent. If you are already renting out properties and the total rent has crossed the threshold of rupees 20 lakhs per annum, then the GST is applicable. There are 3 or 4 categories in which the GST would be applicable in the forward charge or a reverse charge. We have made a complete table in the next following slides. The explanation is followed by all the slides. Please stay tuned. Whenever the rent collected from letting out the properties for commercial purpose exceeds the threshold, for example in Maharashtra it is 20 lakhs. So as per the state limit, when it exceeds the threshold, the GST would be applicable. So here the important point is, if the property is let out for the residential purpose, the GST is not applicable. Please refer the table on the last slide. However, I'll explain in short. When landlord and the tenant both are registered, then the landlord has to collect the GST in forward charge and pay to government, and the tenant can claim the input credit. However, the exception is when the tenant is in composition scheme, they cannot claim the GST input credit on this GST, and it becomes the extra charge for them. Secondly, if the landlord is not registered but the tenant is registered, then tenant has to pay to government the GST on the rent in reverse charge and again claim the input credit for the same. Again, the exception is of a composition scheme. So from all this discussion, now you must be aware that while taking the place on rent or while letting out the property, both tenant and landlord should be aware of these provisions, because sometimes the GST on rent becomes the additional cost to the tenant if it cannot claim the input credit, like how we have seen for the composition dealer. Similarly, when the place is let out for the company for the residence of its management, that time also the GST would be applicable. There are few case laws mentioned here. So friends, this is all about the GST on rent. Although the discussion has been very short, you can always get back to us for your queries. And thank you for watching this presentation. Go through it, understand it, and get back to us for your remarks. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.